If you want to run fast, you have to run fast. And if you want to run fast, you have to run slow. Hey everyone, my name is Rob. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button down in the corner and the notification bell icon. So, the first part of my statement, if you have to run fast, you need to run fast. People think, well, that's intuitive. Of course you have to run fast to run fast. And it is. You do need to run fast in order to run fast. Where it comes in useful is when you're doing a race. You do need some time running fast because you need to teach your body to move fast. You need to teach your body that you can continue to run hard when you're tired. What I want to look at today is the second part of that statement. In order to run fast, you need to run slow. I belong to a group on Facebook called the Hottie Bodies Fitness Challenge. It's FITZNESS. I'll leave a link to it in the show notes. It's sponsored by a very good friend of mine, Fitz Kohler. And it's a bunch of people who want to get fit, lose weight, and want to help each other do it. It's a very great, very supportive group. And I've been sharing on there that I've been doing a lot of very slow running to get faster. And some people have been asking questions about this. So I thought, hey, I'll make a video about this and share it. So let's take a look at why you want to run slow to run fast. Now to start with, if you look at any of the elite runners in the world, they do not spend all of their time running very hard and very fast. In fact, they spend the majority, somewhere between, say, 75 and 90% of their time actually running slow. Now, slow, I want to qualify, is relative. What is slow for you may not be slow for me. Slow for an elite marathoner might be running a mile at a slow pace at, say, 9 minutes a mile. Slow for you might be 14 or 15 minutes a mile. It's relative, and that's okay. Now, generally, your easy runs are going to be done in heart rate zone 1 or heart rate zone 2. Now, if you don't know how to get your heart rates, I did a video on this, and I will leave a link up, well, somewhere up here on this video. If you don't want to go through that, you can do the old 220 minus your age to get your peak heart rate, but it doesn't give you a custom heart rate for you. That assumes everybody at your age has the same level of fitness. So with the majority of runs being done in zone 2 or zone 1, the other approximately 20%, and it's 20-ish, it might be 22, it might be 17, it's about 20%. Well, they're going to be done in zone 4 or zone 5, which are the harder zones. This is where you're going to learn to run fast. Zone 3, we pretty much avoid that. I'll do a separate video on that. But for now, we avoid zone 3 and we do very, very, very little training in that zone. Another thing, the amount of time spent is more important than the distance you go. So don't worry about how far you run. Worry about the amount of time that you spend running. Your body knows stress, that's all. It just knows stress. It doesn't know whether you ran 1 mile or 10 miles, but it knows that you put this stress on the body for X amount of time. So it's about time, not distance. When you run slow, you're less likely to get injured too. When you're running fast, you're running hard, and you're hitting the ground a lot harder and a lot faster. You are more likely to get injured then than you are when you run slow. Because running slow means you're going at a lower intensity, you are able to go longer. Now, the big reason this works is because it increases or builds your resistance to fatigue. So the longer you go at a slower pace, the more fatigue resistant you get, and the longer you're able to go. Well, let's take a look at how this works. When you run slow, your muscles release a substance called interleukin 6, also called IL-6. This contributes to fatigue. Now, the more experienced you are as a runner, the less of this your body produces, therefore you can run longer. When you're first running, your body produces a lot of IL-6. And as I said, the more you're experienced, the less it produces. As your body produces a lot of this, it creates an adaptation where your body will then begin to produce less. When it produces less, this boosts endurance. What causes the release of IL-6 is depletion of glycogen. Glycogen combined with oxygen is the main form of energy that you use. A long, slow run increases the amount of glycogen depletion. So we've established the longer you run, the more IL-6 is released. And the fitter a person becomes, the less that they release. So what happens? An experienced runner needs to run farther to build up the same level of IL-6, which again causes fatigue. So by running long and running slow, as you build that resistance, you're now able to run longer to get to the same level of fatigue that you were maybe when you started running, and you hit that level of fatigue in, I don't know, maybe under 30 minutes, and maybe now you can go 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or even longer. Running fast doesn't help with this. It's affected by the duration, not the speed. If you run fast, you can't run as long. Run in heart rate zone 1. You can go a very long time. Now I want you to run in heart rate zone 5, which is your max heart rate. You won't be able to go very long, maybe a minute, maybe a few minutes, maybe seconds. So you won't get that buildup of the endurance that you get from the long, slow distance or LSD run. So experienced runners can run slow more often and get the same effect. That's why most long distance runners do the bulk of their runs slow. And again, slow is what is slow for them, and it may be different for you based on their heart rates. Now, runners who train frequently, every day for instance, you deplete your glycogen and you have to build these stores back up. Well, you're not going to completely refill your glycogen store. Therefore, when you start your run the next day, you're going to be semi-depleted of glycogen. When you run semi-depleted, your body releases more of the IL-6. And the more you do this again, the more you build a resistance to fatigue. Running long and slow can increase your VO2 max, which is the maximum rate of oxygen your body is able to use during exercise. The higher the VO2 max number, the better, the more oxygen you use and the more energy you're able to produce. So this increases your speed over longer distances because you get more efficient. You're able to use more oxygen for energy. You are now able to run faster by running slower. It also increases how far a runner can run. So these are some of the reasons you want to run at a low heart rate. It's going to make you a more efficient runner. It's going to make you more fatigue resistant. You're going to become faster because your VO2 max is going to go up and your body will use more oxygen to help produce fuel. So a question for you today is, where do you spend most of your time running? Do you spend it trying to run as hard and as fast as you can and get tired? Do you spend it running really easy? Or are you spending a lot of it in that zone 3, which a good way to describe zone 3 for me is it's too easy to be hard, but it's too hard to be easy. There's very little benefit from that zone. Leave a comment down in the show notes. If you liked today's video or found it useful, please click the thumbs up button And hey, everybody, I'll see you next time. Bye.